lost my countdown clock. Darn it. I need a director. That's all I can say. There we go. Oh, gosh. Hey, guess what? It's spring. I think it's spring now. It happened overnight sometime. And the weather's not cooperating. Can't get that, huh? Hey, this is Bill Bostic. Back with you with the Linglestown Gazette Morning Update. We got rapid fire local news this morning. Rapid fire local news. Strap in your seatbelt because I got a lot of stuff for you today. This fine hyperlocal news broadcast is brought to you by the fine folks over at Consolidated Insurance Services. I'd like to thank David Jones for his ongoing, never-ending support at Consolidated Insurance Services. Home, business, life, and auto insurance. They'll check your portfolio out and help you with that if you need it. And also, another title sponsor right now is Eric Epstein, Democratic candidate for the Pennsylvania House 105th District. Thank you, Eric, for your support. We'll wind this down. And yesterday, when it came time for the weather report, my understanding is the wacky weather guy, WwG, showed up. And I looked at the tapes, and all I got to say is that he was sluggish. He was sluggish. He was definitely out of form, and he's just rusty. So he did put together a report for me today, but he is not on the air this morning. Maybe later this week he'll be back. We got an interesting forecast today. It's 31 degrees right now in the village of Linglestown, and some snow is expected to start falling shortly. However, I've checked WwG checked several sources. The one source here, AccuWeather, says a break in the snow in 36 minutes. It's not snowing right now. I don't know what they're talking about. Nevertheless, they're saying snowfall from this morning into tomorrow afternoon will be 6 to 10 inches. Roads will be mainly wet. And that's the key. Given yesterday's warm temperatures, it looks like it's going to pile up on the yards and that kind of thing. Even though it's saying 6 to 10 inches, this appears to be a low-impact storm. So says WwG. And I'd like to thank Anthony Cristillo. Anthony Cristillo and the Fat Man Clothing Company. I'm wearing the fleece right now. Are you wearing that fleece? And who's watching this morning? Joe Gilloway, welcome. Becki, Ryder, Kraft, and Susan George. Susan, thanks so much for stopping by. Always good to see everyone check in if they're listening, watching, whatever you're doing, okay? So that's your weather report brought to you by the Fat Man Clothing Company. Check them out on Facebook, and if you want to order something, contact me. I'll contact Anthony. Still waiting for that e-commerce website to show up. Just making sure I have all my stuff hooked up correctly. Looks like we're good to go. All right. Now, next on the agenda, this is rapid fire news. I do want to get a piece of paper and write this date down. Dropping stuff. Write this date down. This is going to be April 28. April 28 at Hornug's Ace Hardware, just across the street from the American Legion on North Mountain Road. Koons Pool will have a special membership sign-up on April 28th from 10 o'clock until 2 p.m. And you'll be able to sign up for your family, which is $270, and you get a $50 gift card to Hornug's. $50, all right? If it's couples, in other words, just two people on a membership, $200 and a $35 gift card. And if you're just buying an individual membership, that's a $170 and a $25 gift card. Things are starting to come together. We've gotten a grant from, when I say we, I'm on the board of directors at the pool, Koons Pool at Koons Park. We got a grant through the casino monies that come through the county. So I'd like to thank Hollywood Casino for that. And also we have some private donations coming in, it looks like, that will help us get the pool up to snuff for yet another year of fun and frivolity over at Koons Pool. I'm looking forward to, well, not me, but WWG last year got into having diving contests with the kids, and looking forward to doing that again. So he says. Also, on a private note, if you have a need for an automobile, if you're looking for a good, solid, used automobile, I have one for you. My family, we're selling our 2012 Ford Focus sedan, 4-door, like a light blue color, has about 81,000 miles on it. And I think I might have talked about it the other day. I found my dream car at a very affordable price, so we're going to try and sell that one to help fund my purchase of a fun car. I'm calling it a VW Bug. It's not a VW Bug. I just don't want to reveal what it is, okay? I just don't want to go there. But nevertheless, we have this car for sale. Contact me, Bill Bostic, Linglestown Gazette, independent journalist, if you want to take a look at it. The asking price is $5,199. My understanding is, in working with my dealer, if it was sitting on a lot, it would be a $7,000 car. So you do a private sale, you can get a little bit better break. So that's my advertisement. And last but not least, this is a card for patrons for Linglestown Gazette. We're a nonprofit here, and I haven't done a very good job of putting together a patrons program where you get all kinds of stuff, a T-shirt, a sticker, I don't know, like WwUtph Channel 33 on the TV and the radio station. That they have all these prizes and different giveaways. I don't have that right now, but what I do have is a need for some dollars to help get student interns. I like to have 1 or 2 student interns this summer help a student get into journalism, to experience modern day journalism. And the only way that's going to happen right now, because I'm still struggling, waiting for the IRS to take action on my 501c3 application, is to get patrons. So I'll put the link up on the show notes for that later. Your money will go toward helping myself and anyone else affiliated with Linglestown Gazette bring in a student intern or 2 this summer. Have a couple people in mind. All right, let's get into the news, and let me dial up the music for that. Watchdog news, folks. Have 2 things on the watchdog note, which is our primary thing here at Linglestown Gazette. We want to be watchdogs. And on the local scene, we'll always start out local. The local scene tonight is a big meeting of the Lower Paxton Township supervisors. They have their monthly workshop session when they typically don't take many votes or no votes at all, but they discuss things at length. And there's a number of key issues that are on tap, and I will put the agenda on the show notes so you can see. I'm not going to go through them. This is rapid fire, folks. I can't go through everything. I don't have time. But that's happening tonight at 7 o'clock at the Municipal Center. I will be there taking notes and helping out, but you need to be there too. You're a citizen, you pay tax dollars. The other big thing I want to let you know is that yesterday, finally, and this impacts us locally as well. And good morning, Kelly. Welcome aboard. Finally, the courts have decided that in Pennsylvania, our congressional district map, the new one that the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court put into play, is going to stay. So everything's jumbled up now when it comes to our congressional districts. Right now, as we speak, Linglestown, Lower Paxton Township, Central Dauphin School District is in what's called the 11th District, and we're represented by a man named Lou Barletta. Lou Barletta, a Republican out of Hazleton, a former mayor that made big news a few years ago with his stance on immigration and how it was impacting his city. He's been our representative, but now we're going to be in what's called the 10th, count them, 10 fingers, the 10th congressional district. And just to give you an idea who's running, United States Representative Scott Perry, who represents York County, maybe parts of Cumberland County. I'm not sure exactly where his district is at. He hails from Dillsburg, my hometown. He's going to be running for the seat that will now cover Linglestown. Hopefully I have this all right. And there's a number of Democrats lining up to run against him. They'll be seeking the Democratic nomination. On the Republican side, Scott Perry is the only one, as far as the reporting by WwUtph last week. And then there's a number of people, and I need to get my magnifying glass out here. We got Shavania Corbin Johnson, who worked in the Office of Management and Budget in former President Barack Obama's administration. She's a Democrat running. Eric Ding, who roll call described as someone who grew up in Cumberland County and earned doctorates from Johns Hopkins University and Harvard in epidemiology and nutrition. He's running. Christina Hartman, who is planning to challenge U.S. Rep. Lloyd Smucker, a Lancaster County Republican, but changed her mind after the map was redrawn. Okay. Alan Howe, a U.S. Air Force veteran, and George Scott, a pastor and retired U.S. Army officer. These are all Democrats seeking the nomination in the 10th Congressional District, which we will now be part of. Activist Gene Stilp has apparently withdrawn. He's from just north of here in Middle Paxton Township. So that's what's happening there. And one of the other things I want to make sure is that if you haven't registered to vote, please consider doing that. Just go out to the Dauphin County website, and they have instructions on how to do that. And let me just take a look at a note here, a lengthy note put up here by my sports director, Joe Gilloway. All right, yeah, I was gonna mention that, Joe. I think I'm gonna have time. Let's see where we're at here. Did I get rid of that? We have 2 minutes left. Oh my! Where does the time go? So let's just move into sports. I had something else lined up, but that's not going to work out today. Let's move over to sports. Oh, I love this music. All right, sports. What Joe is promoting, again, that's Joe Gilloway, Central Pennsylvania's voice of scholastic basketball, who happens to be helping out here with Linglestown Gazette, is that tomorrow night there's going to be a special Lady Rams Hoops Weekly. Again, we're here at Linglestown Gazette. We follow the Central Dauphin Lady Rams, the two-time now reigning District 3 champion. We're going to be over at St. Thomas Roasters this Wednesday with a Facebook Live broadcast starting at 7 o'clock featuring head coach Randy Gambelunghe. He will be there to take questions from not only Joe Gilloway, but also some of the players are going to be submitting questions. Apparently you want to trick him up and see what he has to say about things, and just something fun to do. But we're going to be reviewing the great season the Lady Rams had. That's this Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Also in sports, local sports, spring sports start apparently this Friday with Central Dauphin School District, Central Dauphin high school teams. We just don't have the wherewithal to get over to Central Dauphin East. That's down the road. Well, hopefully we'll have staffing and money and time and everything else to do Central Dauphin East. Starting out, focusing on Central Dauphin High School. The baseball team kicks off their season this Friday at Donegal. And I'm also following, with help, the... let's see if I can find it. Here we go. I'm also following, with help, the lacrosse team, and they kick off their season this Friday at Trinity. And both the coaches, Brian Zellers with baseball and lacrosse coach Bob Miller, are working with the Gazette to get coverage of these teams on this fine news network. So I'd like to thank them for their efforts, and we're going to be working out the bugs as we go along. But baseball and lacrosse coverage here on Linglestown Gazette. That pretty much wraps up for today. I have something special for you tomorrow, just to preview it. Let's see what I hate this loud countdown sound that comes. 9 seconds. Tomorrow, if all goes well, we're going to be talking about Linglestown and Lower Paxton Township and the arts, ARTS, the arts, and some things that could happen there. And also, maybe I have an idea for fun things that we could do. Anyone that gets involved with Linglestown Gazette, on occasions, we may be able to do stuff that's fun and explore different areas and do different things. And I'm going to make a note of that right now. It didn't make my show notes here. Oh, yeah, it did, right here. The key word is excursions, and the arts tomorrow on Linglestown Gazette, the Gazette Morning Update. Folks, you've been so kind to show up and spend a few minutes of your precious day watching and listening to this report. I'd like to thank you so much, and also I'd like to thank Consolidated Insurance Services and Pennsylvania 105th District Democratic candidate Eric Epstein for bringing you this edition of the Gazette Morning Update. This is Bill Bostic, your host, saying good morning. Have a great Tuesday.